Welcome to Cultural Nepal. In our previous episode, we interviewed Rukmini Karki, who was born and raised in India before moving to Nepal. Today, we will focus on the life of a native from Taplejung, a town in rural Nepal. Geeta Shrestha migrated to America with her husband in 1989. Please enjoy our conversation with Geeta, who had generously opened up her life both back home and here in USA for you to enjoy. Hi, this is Aruna Sharma from Cultural Nepal, and today I have a special guest, Geeta Shrestha, who was born and raised in Taplejung, Nepal, to share her experience of her life, culturally and personally. So Geeta, could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
My name is Geeta. I was born in Taplejung, Nepal, a small town near Tibet border. And I came here in '89 with my husband, and I have one daughter who is born and raised here. She's 25 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you actually came to America as a wife, traditionally, who actually goes together with her husband to support. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how do you see yourself at that time when you first came? How long you were married before you came to America?
88. Just a year.
1 year.
Just a year.
So you got married, and after 1 year, your husband wanted to come to America, and you just kind of followed like naturally the way we expect ourselves. And so, were you very excited to come to America? How was your feelings? You know, I mean, what did you think? Were you fearful, excited?
I was not excited to come to US at that time because I was very close to my family, and I wanted to be close with and it's like so far away. I just wanted to visit US, but I never wanted to live here just because of my closeness with the family.
Yes, and of course the cultural difference must be shocking. So let's talk about Nepali culture so that we can relate a little bit more. So can you share your your experience as a native of Nepal living in Taplejung and other places of the country? What was your experience, and how do you remember it?
I remember when I moved here, like 1 month I cried, like, I feel like everything, I feel like whatever I ate or like, everything was like so sweet, and I didn't like the food first, and then I didn't understand the English at all, even though I speak English there, but still I didn't understand the slang, and I was like so frustrated, and
the accent, English accent.
Yeah.
But how was your childhood in Nepal?
My childhood was pretty good. I was born with a pretty loving family, loving parents, and who treat me very well. Like as a, the daughter is the goddess, like
daughter. Yes,
yeah.
The daughter is treated as a goddess, Durga, or Lakshmi, or There was a saying in Nepal that if you have a first girl, then the Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, is happy with you, and you're gonna be prosper.
Yeah,
right? That's the
exactly.
That's
my
the
father.
family.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. My father told me when I was older, when my daughter was born, and I got like a lot of wealth, like you're like a very good luck to our family. That's how I did it.
Your father taught that.
Yeah, my father told me that, and actually we all daughter did it very well in our family, and a very loving parents.
And now your parents were married arranged, is that correct?
Yeah.
So how can you tell us a little bit more about how was your parents' marriage and relationship, and how many children they have?
My mother was 17 when she married, and my father was 21. But my father never met my mother, and somebody arranged to
They
them.
never
and,
met.
They never
Never
met.
met.
One day they met and they got married.
Right.
And then
And it was arranged by relative, right?
arranged by relatives.
Who knew the both side of the family, and they
my
know.
my father's family was in the area, like where my mom was born and raised. That's how they set up the marriage, and then but they were pretty good. Like, even though I never felt like they were arranged marriage, but my mother was very tough. She wouldn't let me allow anybody to dominate, or
So your mother
yeah,
was a strong,
very strong,
yeah, lady of a family.
lady of the family. And we used to have a business, and then my parents were like equally run.
They were partners,
yeah, partners
in a business.
Yes, and they were like when my father was not there, and my mom used to run, and but my mom was like give always good advice, and my father was always like asking advice to my mom. Like they're pretty amazing couple in that time. I'm so lucky to have like that kind of parents,
Right.
and we had a very good childhood, and loving, and good environment.
Yeah.
I'm
And then how
happy.
many children did your parents have?
My parents has like a 7, 4 girls and 3 boys, but one girl died when she was young.
Okay.
And still we're like 6.
So it's still 6 alive.
6 alive, yeah.
And then you are the oldest in the family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest in the family. I had a little responsibilities.
And treated special.
Yeah,
Of course.
My parents were amazing. I have to say it. I mean, probably they're watching there, for us. And,
Thank you for
yeah,
bringing
thank
up
you.
such a wonderful lady. And so, how did your parents balance their business while they are raising that many children? They're like 7 children is not a joke.
Yeah, my
raise.
grandmother and my aunt, my father's side, my father's sister used to live in there, and then we have some people working, like the servant, and they were like helping they were helping my mom. Yeah.
So you had some helpers and grandmother and your aunts, which is your father's sisters.
Yeah.
They took care of the home so that your father and mother can go to the business.
Yeah, right.
And then balance that business. What a wonderful family you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Taplejung is, how far is from capital city of Kathmandu?
Kathmandu.
Kathmandu
It's
is
like
a capital city.
1 hour by the small plane, Twinator, like it's called Twinator. It was like
Twinwater.
1 hour to get there.
Oh,
like
I
a 45 minutes an hour. Yeah.
Okay, it's like from here to New York.
Yeah, it's
kind
like
of,
that.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
right. Yeah.
But then, because of the road, it is more difficult to drive there than fly, right?
We didn't, that time when I was growing up, we didn't have a motor road.
You did not?
know.
Oh,
No.
wow.
We
Okay.
just like, we had to take
There's
the plane.
the only way to get there is by airplane,
Airplane,
Twinwater.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or walk. Like
Or walk.
sometimes we used to walk 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
So it's like a really like a high trick.
Yeah, it
trekking
was
kind of thing.
yeah.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
pretty amazing way, like, very nice view, nice scene. It was amazing.
So you were born and raised in Taplejung, which is a rural part.
Yeah.
We can consider as a rural part
Yes.
of Nepal, and it's a nice town, but still you had to walk to the capital or fly to the capital. And from Taplejung, you end up coming to Kathmandu for your higher education, I believe. There is
Yes.
only high school in Taplejung, right?
Yes, yes.
You went to high school. How far was your high school from from your home?
It's like a 10 to 15 minutes walk. It wasn't
Walking.
that bad. Like, and we used to come to eat lunch at home.
Okay.
We used to go like 10 o'clock is school, and
School
then 1
starts at
o'clock,
10
and I
o'clock.
would come home for
Yeah.
lunch, and then like at 4 o'clock we, like, the school is around like a 10
Dismissed.
to 4 dismiss, and then it was pretty fun.
Wow.
And, but growing up as a girl, it was literally strict. We had to come home on time, you know.
What does that time means?
Like we couldn't stay like even hour late, like going out with the friends.
So you have to come straight from the
Home.
school to
Yeah.
home.
Once in a
going-
yeah. Once in a while we.
And that was just for the girls.
I think so because my brothers were little, and I really didn't find that kind of discrimination to the girls and the boys.
So even the boys were expected to come home right after the school. Little bit less.
Yeah, definitely yes. Yeah, that's the only thing I remember from my family. Like you know. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only restriction you remember.
Yeah,
But-
and we are not allowed to go. Actually, my parents were not like that, but my aunt was very strict.
Okay.
Because I don't know why she's so strict to us. Just my parents were like okay with us. A little bit just because of her.
Right.
Otherwise, my parents were never controlling. I never knew like control like.
Okay, so they were
anything.
very liberal and
Very
open-minded.
liberal. Yeah,
and good
open-minded.
parents. So let's move on to your life in Nepal, which is very typical kind of Nepali, woman, Nepali young woman's life. So you went to high school and you finished high school in Taplejung. Then what happened?
Then I had to go to Kathmandu for a higher education. I went to college there. But my father was a very open. Like education is the most important thing for her.
The value.
Value, and
Value
my
of
mom
education.
too. Education, and everyone has to go to college.
So
from
your
our
parents
family.
had a shop business in
Yeah.
Taplejung, and they
Yeah.
moved that business to Kathmandu with.
No, it's still they were living there.
Okay.
But they were giving us the money to go to college.
So just you came.
Just
to the
I came, I'm the
college.
oldest one. Yeah.
Okay, so not the parents didn't come with you.
No, my parents
Oh,
didn't
I
come
see.
at that time.
Okay.
But later they built a house in Kathmandu.
I
Later,
see.
yeah. But
Okay.
they stay there. We just move all the kids to Kathmandu.
Okay, so first you came for the higher college education, and then your siblings also came, and then your parents end up building a home in Kathmandu.
Yes.
I see, okay. And so how did you find it to live in Kathmandu away from beautiful, pretty small town where probably people knew you and everybody knew you versus coming to Kathmandu? How was your experience?
I always like city. I wanted to get out from the house, like it being so strict, like not my mom, but especially my aunt, right? And I wanted to get out from the house, definitely, and I go to college. And I miss my mom, dad so much, but other than that, I didn't miss that much, like where
Okay.
yeah.
So you were more focused on education,
I'm more
enjoying the
focused.
city,
Yeah, enjoying the
luxurious
city, get out
and
from the house, like a typical
yeah,
teenager.
Yes, have
like,
a friend. So yeah, that sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
And then that's where you met your husband.
After I finished my college and I had to work because of my father died when I was in the college, and then
okay.
I had to start working, and then but I never wanted to marry at the time because I had a lot of responsibilities. My
Okay.
brother sister was young, and I wanted to give them I wanted to help my mom because of there was like it's kind of missed because of the
Sure.
business. We had a business. My father was handling. And my mom was helping too, but at the same time, my father was the main person.
Sure.
And that's why my mom asked me to move back. But I said, I'm not going to move back because I wanted to have this career, and then I wanted to get a job, and I wanted to help my brothers and sister.
Oh, wow.
And
So you took the responsibility
yeah,
of
I
your
did.
father
Yeah.
once he passed away.
Yes.
And you were ready to do that, you wanted to do that instead of moving back home. You wanted to get a job in city.
In the city,
Yes.
yeah. And I was in my, I didn't finish my undergrad at that time.
Right.
And I had to finish in order to get a job. Anything high school was not enough. But I wanted to be flight stewardess, and that's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was really
Yeah.
amazing because I think at that time, every teenager's dream was to be a flight attendant, and you have to be beautiful, you have to be talented, you have to be this and that, and then you have to rebel against your parents' conservative mind to go away from home, and so, and then you actually end up doing that in Nepal at that time. That must be fabulous. How was, so tell us about your journey to be a flight attendant.
What happened is like my like almost there was one more year left to finish my undergrad, and then and I had to finish, but I had like a dream to become a flight stewardess or like a journalist. I had two things in my mind to become a journalist, but at that point, like I couldn't pursue my career because my father died, and that's another dream was like just to become a flight stewardess. And then when my father died, and I went home, and my mom was like forcing me to get married. This guy who really helped us when my father died. And my mom was crying so hard, like you can't go to Kathmandu to finish your degree. You should stay here and help me, and then marry this guy. And I never liked this guy. Oh my God, I was so scared, like, you know, and I was at the same time, so I was stubborn too. And I said, Mom, okay, you can cry, but you will thank me later. And my mom didn't want to give me money. And then I said, like, I'm going, whatever, you don't give me money or now, whatever, I don't know, I'm going.
So you're very independent.
I'm very independent, and I left. And somehow my father had a lot of, he was a good man, and he had a lot of friends. Somebody gave me, one of my father's friend gave me money. I was so lucky. My mom didn't, my mom was so stubborn, didn't give me money. But later on, she sent me money, but at the time...
But she wanted you to stay home. And she just wanted to make it hard for you to leave home.
Exactly.
And that was the reason why she didn't want it. So that was the way to get you agree to marry. Yeah, it must be very difficult for her.
And I finished my college, and then I apply, and somehow we had to go through so many process, but I got it. I was so happy. That was my, you know, my dream job.
That must be fantastic. So you became a flight attendant, and then you met your husband.
Like after 2-3 years, I think, when I became a flight stewardess, like it was like 80. After 2-3 years, I met him.
Okay. And then one of the interesting thing about your marriage with your husband is also in Nepal, people know that we have a caste system, and both of you and your husband come from different castes. And in traditional way, although we respect each other's cultural are a little different, and traditional way, there was some restrictions, right? So how did you overcome? Was there any difficulties for you to get married with your husband?
Of course.
Or how did you manage all this?
It was pretty hard actually. It's not. His mother was pretty strict. He doesn't want me to marry to him, and my mom was pretty stubborn. She doesn't want me to marry him either. She hated, like, you know, and but we kind of like decided, like, kind of get married, like, you know, or live together. We just lived together for a while. We just hiding a little bit.
And that's very romantic.
We just hide,
and very unusual, right?
And
you must have a very, like, kind of mixed feeling about how the society will look at us, and that all that.
Of course, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody, but. My parents doesn't know yet all. But their parents know. I didn't tell my mom. She would kill me. And then, but like later, we decided quickly, like, you know, within a month or so, you know, and then, and they were agree. Actually, his parents was agree, but my mom didn't come to our wedding
because
like
heartbroken.
She was in Taplejung too that time, and but I think she wouldn't come. She wouldn't, like, you know, attend our wedding, and but my brother sister came, and and it was fun. You know, my father-in-law was very happy. My mother-in-law was very happy too. They think, oh, we had like such a nice daughter-in-law.
Sure.
And that's it.
It was just a little adjustment period
Yeah.
to overcome the the cultural differences and all other expectations that parents normally have from the children.
Yeah.
I think it was more like a fear, what kind of person that we
Yeah.
don't know are
Yeah.
coming in our children's life kind of
Yes.
situation. But other than that, it was very accepting and respectful at the end.
Yeah,
Once
right.
and then once they met you, they were very happy.
Yeah, they were pretty happy. Especially I love my father-in-law. He was very educated. He was highly educated. Like, and he never make me feel like I'm a daughter-in-law. And we they were like a Brahmin, right?
Yes, the Brahmin family, the highest,
and
supposed to be highest class, not very
Yeah.
nice and all
Exactly.
that. But he was not like that.
No,
monster
my father-in-law
or
has
awful.
to eat with me.
Okay.
Eat me. And
Very
we are
accepting.
very accepted. He was the most happiest person to marry with his son. Like, I mean,
He was happy that
he was
married you.
married to me.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun, and it was they were like a very great family. I love them.
Right.
All of them.
I mean, I come from a Brahmin family, and one thing I have seen that even if sometimes it's difficult it's kind of serious thought. They put a serious thought in bringing somebody in family. But once they are in a family, they are treated very respectfully and lovingly. That's my point of view, and that's I've seen. And so it was, one good example is, I think, your marriage with a different Brahmin family. But then after marriage, you both came here. And so tell us more about then what happened after you came to America. How was your experience? How did you adjust with the cultural differences? What did you like and what you didn't like?
It was easy for me to, I mean, like, I adjust pretty quickly, like, because I used to travel before too.
Yes. And you quit your job, right?
Yeah.
To come here.
That was my most, like, I didn't want to do it because that was my dream job, and that's the only thing I didn't want to quit. But anyway, my husband was very, it's like my father-in-law, he was very like open, but my husband was a very conservative type. Just like, it's not, we get along pretty well, but he was very controlling in some way. Not everything he was controlling. He wouldn't mind. He would never sulk like I would go with another guy. But he was so controlling in many ways. Like, I hate it. I didn't like it. And I didn't grow up that way. My mom, dad was never like, I never seen them like control each other.
Right.
And my mom was very straightforward. And my father never dominate her or I say bad things.
Right.
I never saw that. And it was a little shock for me, whatever
So he changed after he came to America, a little bit more.
Actually, he was like that even back home too. But
the
I
family.
couldn't,
There was family support, there was other thing that distracted you from getting into...
It was the culture that I grew up. Like, once you date one guy, it's like you have to marry. That's the only reason I married to him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you actually sense that personality
that it's not
there,
gonna be,
but because of our cultural value that you first of all, you don't date. You're supposed to have an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
And second of all, even if you date and it's reasonable, accepting relationship, then you only marry to the guy you date.
Yes.
And if you don't do that, you're not really respected.
Yes.
So you were kind of more felt that
Yes.
you needed to marry this guy that you date. First of all, you already gone out of the bound
Yes.
by dating a guy, and especially from different in different caste.
Yes.
So I see. Okay, so you did sense some controlling aspects of him.
Yeah,
before,
I did.
But it was not severe.
It wasn't severe
Because you had a job, you had a family, and you were in a familiar culture where you know how to fulfill the expectations of others. Okay.
Yes.
So, but then when you came here, you came only with your husband,
Yes.
and you and your husband were alone here.
Yes.
How were there any Nepali community at that time when you came here?
There was some Nepalese community, but I never talk about my husband or anything.
But did you know Nepali people here? Did you make friends?
I did.
Okay.
But like not really. I did make a friend. We used to go like we used to hang out sometimes, like dinner or things like that. But I just really didn't connect with the
Right.
people. I was kind of isolated. I didn't
You
want to
felt
talk.
isolated.
Yeah, I did.
And those people that from Nepal you met here, did you know them before in Nepal, or you met them after you came here?
Mostly I met them after I came here.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, so then what happened? So you came here and you were alone with your husband, and then how did it go?
My marriage was worse and worse, like getting worse and worse. And at one point, I wanted to go back home, but I didn't have a visa, and he wouldn't let me go.
And you had a child.
And I had a child
your daughter was
right
born
after,
here.
yeah. And I got stuck, and
so you needed to. And in Nepal, we believe to stay home and take care of our children. Mothers stay home and take care of children and family, and that's and focus only in taking care of family. But you kind of juggle between taking care of a child, and what did you do?
After I had a child, I bought a business. It was my idea because growing up in a business.
Yes.
I was growing up in a business. My parents and since little girl, grew up in a business basically. And I always have those, I don't know, small business ideas always. And we decided to buy this small convenience store, right?
Wow.
And
that is pretty brave.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I told my husband, I was pregnant that time. I said why don't you go ask, and we know this is our family lawyer, who used to want this business. And I don't know, I hate working for somebody else. It was not like airline business, but I hated working for somebody when I moved here, right?
Very independent.
And I told my husband, why don't you ask your friend, his lawyer, our lawyer plus friend, and he said, oh no, and he asked okay, we'll sell it to you, and even he gave us good deal, and I run that business myself, and
which is a convenience store.
Convenience store, and
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember
in a Porter Square.
Yeah, right.
Porter Exchange.
Yeah.
So you ran a business there.
Yeah.
By yourself. Wow. In America.
Exactly.
Wow.
It was like a little business. We used to make $100, less than $100 a day. But I used to go there every day, work and pregnant, and it was kind of tiring.
Yes.
But I built that business pretty good, and I ran for 17 years.
17 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And then along this line,
I wanted to stay with that's a your question asked me, with my daughter, but I had no choice. I had to go to work, and I found the babysitter of my daughter for 2 days, and because of my own business, I would bring my daughter there. I used to bring my daughter there.
It is much
easier,
and flexible for you.
Yeah.
Flexible to bring your child to a store where you own them. And so, and then the struggle started with your ex, and you went through a lot, Geeta. I remember those days, and then you survived. And,
yes.
I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but just briefly tell what happened after that. How do you adjust? How do you struggle and survive?
I had to get divorced. There was no choice for me because I never it's just our culture sometimes, I wanted to get married and so people, but I never married. But
and in Nepali culture, marriage is for 7 lives, not just this life.
I know.
So you were expected to marry with this guy. It's like worse than life and death, right?
Yes,
you have
yes.
to, it's for 7 life and death.
Yes.
So the divorce, the concept of divorce was not there, right?
No, but because my mom taught me one thing, never, dominated by anybody. You stand up yourself, and then like you don't have to take it like those kind of things from other people. That's how she taught me.
That is amazing about Nepali culture. We have such a paradox. In one side, you just be submissive and please your husband and everything, but in the other side, you also keep your sanity and respect to yourself, and then fight against something wrong. And so that's, I think, so that's like a freedom for people to choose whatever they want in your life. And you came from a very loving, caring, respectful family where you felt that I don't have to take everything in. So that was very brave. And you were here in a different country. But the good thing is we are in America. America is wonderful that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
that time was like
you felt like you were in the right place at that time.
At that time I remember, like, you know, they were so kind to me. And when I was alone, and there was the lawyers, and they were like so nice to me, like supportive. Everybody was so supportive. Like I was so scared to get divorced, but. And I met a few friends, and they were like very supportive. And there was one American friend, like she helped me a lot. That I didn't know all the clue that how we get supported.
We are so clueless in America, right? For the legal thing and everything, we're so clueless.
That's why I was so scared to move out from home, because I would be homeless. But I would never be homeless. That I knew later. After so many bad years of bad marriage, finally I get free. And I'm living happily now. You know?
Now you own a very beautiful, you have turned into from air hostess to a business owner. Now you are a wonderful hairdresser, very talented. And this hair today that I have is cut by Geeta, and this is my childhood, actually my teenage style.
You look wonderful.
Yes, of
you
course.
Look awesome.
You did the whole work, and so you're gonna be my designated stylist now. And now you own a salon in Newton, which is a very prestigious, very good place, and it's all organic. So tell us about your present business and life, and how satisfying you are, what you do.
I'm pretty content in my life right now. This is the most I have a business that I wanted to open that business for a long time. And we open like a very organic salon. Like our salon doesn't smell at all. And we have the products comes from England directly. We order from there, and our product is like everything like certified organic, made by a certified organic product. And how we decided to open that, me and my partner was like so allergic to a lot of things, right? And like,
and we grew up in a very organic environment in Nepal for a long time. I had a very hard time to even, you know, even enjoying the taste of food. It felt like a plastic, didn't it?
Right. That's what when I moved here, that first time I told you, I couldn't eat like anything for like a month. Everything was like I don't know, so sweet, you know?
Sweet, too much salt, or something not
everything cooked
natural.
So fast.
It didn't feel,
I was like, it was like, oh my God, it's already cooked, like a chicken cooked so fast, everything like, and but I mean, like there is an organic, but by that time I didn't know, I mean, you know, how things works here, like it's totally new.
So you and your partner, which is also from Nepal, right?
Yeah, she's also from Nepal, and her name is Bimala, and she's a wonderful hairdresser. We were looking for like almost a year, and finally we found the space, and we opened it, and we're doing pretty good. Like a lot of people are walking, and organic salon, and people are stopping by, and we're thinking like, oh my God, we're gonna be worse. Like we are so worried, but we are doing good. Like, and we are doing lots of color. You know, our color is we're doing.
And it's organic color, right?
It's organic color. We have everything organic. Shampoo. We don't have not organic. We have everything organic.
So I think it's very important for people like me. I really want to live a healthy lifestyle, and every time I'm thinking of going to do my hair, I have a choice either not to do anything and look horrible and older and scare everybody,
Yeah.
or go to a place where I don't have to be worried about chemicals and stuff like that. And I love that concept. And I think you have done a tremendous job bringing this healthy salon in our community in America, and I think that's a very good contribution to this nation right now. Okay, so thank you, Geeta, for coming here in our studio and sharing your glimpse of your life as a Nepali native and immigrant to America. And thank you for bringing all this hard work and opening that organic saloon where people can feel more happy and healthy, to live a good life, basically. And so with that, do you have any last moment thing you would like to tell?
No, thank you for having me. I had a wonderful time with you as a
Great.
friend, and
Yes, we have been a friend
For
for
so long,
you were
yeah.
one of the first people I met when I came to America, and I remember and treasure
yeah, I
old,
remember.
old
Oh my
memories.
God, we have been friends for like
Yes,
25
20
years, something like that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes,
Thank you for having
and
me.
you've been very inspirational and helpful to me, and we'll treasure you always.
We help each other.
Yes,
That's,
yes. Well,
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you so much, Aruna.
okay, thank you.
Thank you for watching Cultural Nepal. In future episode, we'll continue to explore Nepali motherhood from many different perspectives.